Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is the Captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. I think we're done with spoilers. We have two more than what's on the current list. Three cards got spoiled today. I find that odd. But to be honest, I think we might see a big flush of commons come out, maybe some uncommons here the next day or two. But I'll keep you posted on it. If not, trust me, there's plenty of other news I'm putting together. Everything from sales numbers to what stores and other buddies are telling me that are in the Magic community. So stay tuned for some very interesting videos coming up. So before we get started, don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. The comments down below feed that YouTube algorithm. And keep us sponsor free. Unless you're ShamWow, still looking forward to you guys contacting me. Anyway, links in the description. We got memberships on the page now. We're doing some live streams and all that good jazz. So get hooked up and let's just talk and have some fun. So without further ado, don't forget we're on Rumble. So let's look at Ravnica. Man, I got Ravnica on the brain, fellas. Let's look at Murder at Karlov Manor. So our first spoiler here, we have Makeshift Binding. A white and 2 enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until the binding leaves the battlefield, and you gain 2 life. So this is not Oblivion Ring or anything like Oblivion Ring that came after it. This only targets creatures until it leaves not permanents, non-land permanents. So at best, this is a limited card, and I just don't think it does enough to be in any other format. And I hate to say that, but if you're playing this card and you play against a deck that doesn't have creatures, you're gaining 2 life for 3. And if that's your jam, I mean, I guess more power to you, whatever. But this is not the removal you're looking for, Luke. Anyway, so moving on. Next we have World Souls Rage. This is a good one. So it's a green, red, and X sorcery. It deals X damage to any target, and then put up to X land cards from your hand and or graveyard onto the battlefield. This is insanely good. This is a 2-mana fireball, which is not the greatest. However, the ability to jerk lands out of your graveyard and put them onto the battlefield is huge. Because it's a removal spell, it's going to obviously be good and limited. Because, for 3 mana you kill a 1/1, for 4 mana you kill a 2/2, so forth and so on. Sometimes you just need that. You need the ability to fireball. And also, it's any target. So it's literally a fireball. Now, where it comes in play in maybe not so much standard, but possibly standard, but definitely Commander and maybe Pioneer with some decks that, get jiggy with the mana manipulation, is the ability to fireball a target and then yank all the lands out of your graveyard, put them on the table, and just go ham. And what do I mean by that? Well, take for example, let's talk about Commander. There's fetch lands. Those go in your graveyard after you use them, so you can get all your fetch lands back. Evolving Wilds, Fabled Passage, all those different fetch lands that are not real fetch lands, but are fetch lands in spirit, we'll say, have the ability to come back into play. Also, all the lands that come into play from Streets of New Capenna, not a lot of people play them, but in Commander they could be really good with a card like this. Also, there's Euro decks in Commander. Yes, this has red in it, so you can't really play it in a Euro deck. But, I mean, there's things that can go down with this. And I like this card a lot. I mean, if you sack 3 to 4 lands and then hit something for 3 and kill a creature and get those 3 lands back to mana ramp yourself, not only deal 3 damage, but mana ramp 3 lands, whoo boy, this can get out of control very, very fast. So, not to mention, this art's sexy. I haven't said that in a while. This is really cool. But at the end of the day, this is going to be an amazing card for Commander. People are going to use it. Great for limited. I mean, I think it's good enough for standard, in my opinion. Um, Once they figure out what the land situation is. But yeah, yeah. I mean, things like Pioneer, Brawl, Commander, all those limited formats are gonna love. Well, limited card formats are going to love this. It's a powerhouse, and I like it. So, A plus. Moving on. So, then we have this little fella, Niv Mizzet, the Guild Pack. 5-color Niv Mizzet again. 6/6, like last time. Flying. Hexproof from multicolor. Very interesting. Its new ability, whenever Niv Mizzet Guild Pack deals combat damage to a player, it deals X damage to any target. Target player draws X cards, and you gain X life, where X is the number of different color pairs among permanents you control that are exactly 2 colors. So this is very interesting. Um, there's already a Niv Mizzet deck in Commander and Brawl. The real question is going to be, is this a better Commander for the Niv Mizzet deck, or is this just a Niv Mizzet that goes in the deck? Because it's a different Niv Mizzet, and it could be very devastating depending on how you play. Now, normally the Niv Mizzet deck plays a lot of 2-color things. However, not all of them are creatures and permanents. So maybe this isn't your typical Niv Mizzet card for Commander, but you could easily make a deck that is. So, hard to say. But at the same time, very powerful. Clearly, this is going to be a limited all-star. If you can figure out how to cast, if you can figure out how to get 5 different colored mana at one time, which, to be honest, may be very difficult. But a 5 mana 6/6 flyer is pretty beefy. I'm not gonna lie. For standard, ugh. I don't see it happening. I mean, we've got the current cards to make it happen. Maybe this is part of the. I would say maybe it's part of the Atraxa deck, but it doesn't even fit in the Atraxa deck because it doesn't really do anything because the Atraxa deck doesn't have a lot of 2-color stuff. Maybe if you remake the Atraxa deck to go around this card, why you would do that, I don't know. Because, I mean, drawing X cards, gaining X life, and yada, yada, yada. I mean, it could be good. Maybe that's good enough. Maybe the fact that you don't draw cards, but you just gain life and deal a little bit extra damage. I mean, maybe. Who knows? We'll have to wait to see, but the card is promising. It can be powerful, and we'll have to wait to see. So, highly suspect this to be played in Commander. However, other than Commander and Limited, and when I say limited, I mean limited very limitedly. Giggity. So I don't expect this to be a real popular card. It's going to require a high value, but I mean maybe $2 or $3. I mean that's what I'm going to guess at this one, and that's really being at its best. So take that with a grain of salt. So with that said, guys, that's all the cards that we have to show today. Like I said, there's only 3. Maybe there'll be a big dump tomorrow. Maybe this is the end. We'll have to wait and see. I didn't run the numbers. However, coming up next are going to be some sweet videos. I got one of my secret layers in. I'll open that for you guys. We're going to revisit Ravnica Remastered and how it's selling. We're also going to revisit a little bit of other news about how people don't like the direction Magic's going. I know, crazy thought, people hate Magic, but could it be that they're hating Magic for the right reasons? And could it be this is the turning point that's going to make Magic the game we want it to be? And if that means that some people might not play the game, well, I guess that's going to suck to be them. But with all that said, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I do appreciate it. So until next time, be kind. And as always, I hope to see you across from the game table. Why does Niv Mizzet look like that lizard from Jurassic Park with the frilly neck and the? Why has he got a scarf on? Why is he wearing a scarf? Is he Doctor Who Niv Mizzet now? The Guild Pack? Jesus. I have so many questions about this I actually don't want answered. I'm just gonna leave it at that.